Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of FTB. As you can see, I've been busy. I've built myself a new structure, and this structure here is to house my oil and refinery parts, and hopefully fuel storage as well. Let's take a look inside. I'll quickly show you. I'm going to build a big tank in here, which is going to be fuel storage. I'm going to have a pipe coming in from this level. There's going to be a refinery on this level, and in the ceiling here there's going to be another tank for holding oil. So the oil will come through this tank, hit the refinery, and then go through and store as fuel down in the bottom. And that's basically what I'm going to aim to do. I might not have time to do all of that. I'm at least going to start on the tanks. The refinery might have to wait till next episode, but we'll see. So the first thing we have to do is make the machine I need to make the tanks. And what you need is a rolling machine, which is made using pistons. So we need 4 pistons. Nice standard easy item, 4 pistons, something like that. We need a crafting bench with the 4 pistons around it, and iron. It gives us a rolling machine. There we go. I'm going to stick that on here. I'm going to give it a bit of distance to that, and as you can see, that's connected now, and that's filling up with power. Now the problem with the rolling machine is it ticks over and continuously draining and going back up. It uses 1 MJ every sort of second, even if you're not using it. So what I tend to do is, with your crescent hammer, I blip it like that. So this will just run down and won't keep draining power, because otherwise you go offline, you come back like the next day and you've got no power left in your redstone energy cell, which is really quite annoying. So I always do that just as sort of turn it off. I think you can use a lever, I'm not sure, but this is one way to be completely positive that it's not using any power at all. So there we go, that's my rolling machine. And next thing I need to do, I need a lot of iron, because I'm going to make iron tanks, which require several parts. The main structure is made with iron tank walls, which are made from iron plates. Now to make iron plates, you go to your rolling machine, you make sure it's on. You don't use blocks of iron. I need to turn that into iron, and you need a whole load of iron plates. So you set that up, 4 iron in a block, and that will start making iron plates. And we can just leave that running. Right, to make other parts though, because they're not just made from tank wall, you need iron tank gauges, which are made from plates and glass, or glass panes specifically. So we need glass, and we also want to make some valves, and we only need sort of 8 of them. So we only need some iron bars and a couple of levers. I need to do 1 craft of that, I think. So what I'll do, I'll get that made. So I need them, iron bars, standard iron bars, and I need, oh, actually I've got some levers already, but I want some more, so let's just make another few levers. Excuse my phone. Yeah, so there we go, that'll allow me to make what I need. I would like to colour code my tanks as well, really. I don't know if I've got what I need for that. Like my oil tank would be nice to make it black, but you know, it's not essential in the end. It's just a preference thing, but you can make them any colour you want, which is nice to be able to colour code them. Grey would be better. I think black would probably be a bit too dark. But I'll leave them. I'll just leave them as the standard tanks for now. Right, let's see how this is doing. Right, you can see here it's got to the last one. The last one doesn't craft unless you tell it to, so you have to click it and it will craft it. Right, it gives me 64 plates. Right, let's make a few pieces I need extra. So what was it? It was iron, lever, plates that way? No, it was other way. Here we go. Like that. So valves, you only need well, I tend to have an input and an output per tank, so you only need 2 per tank, so I'm only going to need 4 really. But there we go, I've got those. The other one was glass. Oh, I need panes, don't I? So that's a pain. Need panes. Then you do your iron plates, and your panes. 8. I'm going to want more than that, so let's do a couple crafts of that. So I've got valves, gauges, and then I just need a load of normal. So I'll make 64 of them and I'll hold the rest of the plates for now until I know exactly what I need. So there we go, that's my basic tank materials. It's getting dark, so have a quick sleep. Dive in the bed. Excuse that giving HyperSquiZ 64 rolling machine. That was an accidental click earlier. Didn't actually mean to, and I did destroy them straight after. But anyway, here we go. Let's set up some tanks. I'll do my oil tank first because the fuel tank's not that urgent and it's going to be huge. So I'm going to put it in the ceiling up here. Let's. I'm going to have to go up there, aren't I? Let's get up on my roof. Wow, nice view. Right, okay, so I'm only going to do a small oil tank. I'm planning to put it, let's see, 1 square below this probably. So if I do, well, anyway, these tanks, they're built in, they're multi-block, and they can be, let's see, you can see here, they've got diameter 3, 5, 7 or 9, heights 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8. I'm going to make this one a diameter of 3, so that's 3 by 3. And I'm going to make it 4 high, so just the smallest possible tank I can make, just for storing a small amount of fuel, a small amount of oil, when just so I've got a buffer almost while I'm changing. As you can see over there, I found some oil pools. It's going to be a good starter of oil. It's not a lot, but it's enough just to get me going. Anyway, so next level, make this. That's level 2 on my tank. So I need 2 more levels. Top level is going to be this with a valve, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my ender tank for oil, and I'm going to just bung this up here, and then I'm going to whack this little dial on the side. And basically what that means is it's going to start pumping out. If you have it normal that way, it's not going to pump out, it's just going to store. If you do that, it pumps out. Right, and I need to do the bottom level of the tank. So I'll come down here, and then I'm going to jump. Oop, that was a very good click, was it? Just break that. And a valve there. So there we have my oil tank. That's as much as I need to do for the moment with that. I'll start laying out the one down the bottom, but I'm not going to worry about finishing this yet, because this one's going to be pretty damn big, and I'm going to have to spend a bit of time making enough plates to do this, because it is pretty big, to be honest. I'm also going to dig out a basement, and I'm going to let the fuel's going to come, always going to come in the top, into the refinery, through that, fuel into the tank, and then I'm going to pump it out the bottom to pump anywhere if I need it in the base or wherever. Alright, so this back wall's going to be solid. I want glass down the sides, I think. Yeah, I'll do glass down the sides and the front. And I want a valve in the bottom. Oops, now I can't get out. I'm going to have a valve in the bottom and a valve in the top. So yeah, I'm going to need a whole load more normal ones. So fill that back in because there's no window there. So solid the top up like so. I was going to wait, but it looks like I might actually have enough to do this anyway, so I'll do it now. Valve in the top, bam, and there we have another tank. So we've got a big 1.6 million, I think that's millibuckets, I'm not sure, of oil in that one, and fuel in that one even, and a 576,000 millibucket storage for oil just as a backup. So anyway, now I have my oil receiving end set up actually. So on top of that I've got the oil to come in. What I need to do now is I need to go set up a pump at the oil pool. So I'm going to run over there and then I'll pick it back up when I get there. Before I head over there, I just thought of one more thing that I need to do, because The problem is the oil pools are all the way over there, a whole 518 meters away. The refinery's there. If either end is not loaded or chunk loaded, the end tanks, then the oil won't transfer between the two. So what I need to do, I need to make a chunk loader, which is relatively easy. First things first, you need to make a enchanting table, which is a book, 5 obsidian and 2 diamonds. Next, you need to surround. Actually, no. You need ender pearls. You need 1 for the chunk loader. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that into spot loaders, which needs another 8 ender pearls, which is fairly expensive, but I'm going to do it anyway. So there we go. Using minium stone with 4 iron in a Tetris piece shape, that gives you the ender pearls. So then what I need is gold around there like that. Gives me a chunk loader. Then I want to turn that into spot loaders, which means, see, a chunk loader you place and you can set the size of it and you can do a large area quite easily. But because I want to do the 2 ends, I don't need to chunk load lots of stuff, just like my machines and the tanks and the oil itself. It's nice and to have the spot loaders so you can be more specific with your chunks. So there we go, I've got my 10 spot loaders. And the sun's just come up, so I'm going to take a run over to my oil pools. I'll run over there and I'll pick up when I get there. Okay, I'm out here at my oil pools. They're not very big. I mean, there's this little one here, which is, you know, not massive. This one over here is slightly bigger. Does join onto the water, so I'll have to brick up the edges so that I don't start pumping water. That's not that big a deal, I suppose. It's just a case of, yeah, that's not too bad. In fact, I can break that up now while I'm thinking about it. All I need to do, you want to separate the water, so just do that. Make sure there's no join between them, and the same here. No, that should do it, really, shouldn't it? I think that's it. Yeah, so you just don't want any join. There you go. Separate the oil and the water. So I've got my 2 pools. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the small one over here. I'm just going to build a little platform with a pump on it, and then I can just pump this off to my tank, which is not too far away, but here we go. So what you want to do is you want to build a little platform above it, whack your pump in, and you'll see it should register that there's liquid below it. There we go, and it will start to drop, and that will drop into this oil. This is a very, very small pond of oil, but it's just my first oil. I'll have to find a well at some point, but I did a lot of searching and I just could not find any wells, so I've had to just make do with this for the moment. So there we go, that's in there. I'm going to have 2 engines. So what I'll do is I'll run that round it like that, and then break those 2 blocks. I need my redstone engines, which I had built earlier, or in a previous episode. Whack those down like that. I need my ender tank just whacked on top so it pumps directly into it. Then I just need 1 lever, whack that there, and away it goes. And that is basically it, and that will start pumping. But what I do need to do is, if you look at my mini map, you'll see I've got the chunk grid turned on minimap, which is fairly easy to turn on. You just go to the minimap options. I believe it's there. There you go. No, that's square map. Details. There you go. Chunk grid on. You want that. That allows you to see where the chunks are. And what you can do, now I know where the chunks are, I can make sure all the oil is loaded. By the looks of it, this is a bit of an unsure because it's on the edge. I'm hoping that'll stay loaded. Sorry about that. I sound played up and decided it wanted to pop up on the screen saying you've changed your connection, even though I haven't. Yeah, so what I was saying, I've got spot loader. I at least want to keep the main chunk loaded, which is this one, so I'll chuck a spot loader in here. That'll load this big chunk that the pump itself's in. This chunk's going to have to be loaded because it's got a couple of blocks of oil in it. I don't know if this chunk needs to be. It's probably okay, but I'm going to chuck one in there anyway. So there you go, that's this oil patch loaded. So that'll start pumping. At the moment, it can't go anywhere. As you can see, the oil's filling up in this end tank. That's because the other end, back at home, which I have got waypoint for, but I've got it turned off at the moment. The other end is not loaded, so this oil can't go anywhere at the moment. But I'll run back to the other end, and once it's loaded, my tank should start filling up with oil. Anyway, so I'll do that, and we'll see how it's going. Success! I'm back at home. I've loaded this chunk. I need to stick some spot loaders down still, but while I'm here, it's loaded. So the inner tank's there, the oil's coming in, and we've already got 6,000 millibuckets. Well, 6 buckets of oil. That's great. So now I can look to do a refinery and turn that into fuel, and then I can start producing fuel for my power system, and then I will have a relatively stable power system, reliant on the small amount of fuel that I'm going to be able to produce from this oil I'm getting, which is not going to be a lot to begin with. And just in time too, the sun's going down. Right, so I'll get this spot loaded. I need to spot load my house as well, because there's a few things in there that I want to keep loaded. And that'll be good. Right. Let's see what the situation is once I've done the spot loading. Okay, I'm going to build my refinery. Hopefully I can get this all set up. Shouldn't take too long. But what you need to do, or what I need to do, I need to make a refinery, for one thing. So you need a diamond gear, which is fairly expensive. Diamond gear is basically diamonds around a gold gear, which is gold around a iron gear, which is iron around a stone gear, which is stone around a wooden gear. You get the idea. So I need a stone gear, a wooden gear, I need a iron gear, I need a gold gear, and a diamond gear. There we go, diamond gear. I need 2 redstone torches, which is nice and easy, and I need 3 tanks. Let's just, how was it? I think it was like that, wasn't it? No. No, way off. It's like that. Here we go. Refinery. Okay, so there's my main refinery. I need to power that, which I have a spare force engine for, so I'm going to use that. I need energy conduit and liquiduct, and a little bit of a starter, basically. I'm going to use that to get things running. Once the system is running, the refinery is running, I'll basically have a self-sustaining system. It'll produce fuel which it can use to power itself with the force engine. The force engine does need water as well, so I am going to have to build another aqueous accumulator, which I had actually forgotten about. So let's have a look. So it's the machine frame as normal. 2, 3, 4. I need more glass. Let's just cook up a load of glass. What else do I need? I need 2 tin. I need a bucket. 2 tin. 2 iron for that. One of them. More glass. Needs a lot of glass. Okay, I think that's most of what I need. So I need to make a pneumatic servo, which, so we all know this, I've done this before. Pneumatic servo. I need to make the machine frame, which is not that way around, it's like that. For gold, I need to make a bucket. So I need 2 more glass, which I can get from there. 2 glass, bucket. I think I put that wrong way around here. It was the right way around first time. Servo and machine frame. Aqueous accumulator. There we go. Right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run to my refinery building. I can get out the door without getting stuck. Bound over here. Right. I need to. So I've dug out a basement. Got my spot loaders down here, and that's going to be. I'm going to have all sorts of underground tunnels for running pipes and cabling and whatnot. I need to run a pipe down here. There we go. Oh, that's a bad idea because now I'm completely stuck. To get up here. There we go. What I want to do, I want to connect that up. So that's going to be where the fuel goes, which means the refinery is going to need to go I just plonk it. So I'm going to have to put an engine down. I can put the refinery on top of the engine like that. It's not the prettiest setup, but it'll work. So the fuel will come out like that, which is no problem. I need to bring oil either into the top or into the back. I'll take it into the back because it just looks better to me if it comes in the back. Actually, I don't need to come out quite so far. It's getting quite dark now. I've completely forgot to put torches in here. There we go. Get some light. That was not good. I don't want creepers and things spawning in here. Right, so I'll do that. That'd be easier. What I'm going to do, I'll bring the pipe out like so. Down. Okay. So we have a few basics. I need to make my HyperSquiZ accumulator set up. I'm gonna whack it at the side here. What I'll do is I'll put it that way around. Pump it out the back. What I'll have to do temporarily, I'm just gonna make a horrible little shape like so. I can run water directly out like that. And what I'll have to do also is come out the side like that, and in. That'll be the fuel for this. It's not pretty, but that's pretty much it. Now, to get the oil out of this tank up the top, you have to, you need a lever. Just put a lever on that and turn it on, and you have to turn this out, like so. And that'll start running oil into the refinery. So there we go, we filled the refinery right up with oil. We've still got plenty of oil up there as well. We need to, we'll have to do the same, pump fuel out of here, I think. You have to do that. And I'll need a lever. I'll need a lever to turn that engine on, and I'll need a lever to power that. So I can just bung a lever here and that'll do both, which would be ideal. But first things first, I need some fuel in there just to give it a kickstart. I need to get the HyperSquiZ accumulator running, but first I need to go get some water. So I'll go grab a couple of buckets of water. Rather than buckets of water, I think I've got more buckets in here. Must have more buckets somewhere. There we go. I need 2 buckets. A couple of buckets of water from the usual source. Go. Fresh spring water. Yeah. It's a little salty. And right, there we go. So I can bung that in here, start producing water for the engine. There we go. So that should fill up with water. I've got a little bit of fuel. I'm going to stick lever there, and if I flip that, we'll start. There we go, and away the engine goes. So now that's running, it'll use the force it's got in there, which will keep it running for a while. I mean, the force is fine just to get a starter. It's a good point. I'm actually going to need to pick up some buckets of fuel to put in there, but the force will be fine for the moment. That'll run it, create a supply of fuel, and then once I've run out of that force that's in there, I can just pick up a bucket of fuel, chuck a bucket of fuel in there, and then I can start. It'll start using this as well when it can. Ideally, I would have wanted to put a bucket of fuel in there first rather than do that, but this is fine. It'll produce some starting resource. And down here we have fuel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to. Can you grab? You can't grab it out of there like that. That's a bugger. I need a bucket of fuel. Not quite sure how I'm going to get out of there. But anyway, once I can, I'll get a bucket of fuel, and once this force runs out, I'll chuck it in there. And that is it really. That'll be my my source. I mean, this one refinery should produce enough fuel for me. I mean, at a later date, I might need more. But at a later date, I'm probably going to move on to biofuel anyway. because it's renewable. This isn't, and I've only got so much oil. I've got a reasonable amount, but I'll need something. So I'm going to set up like a big farm producing all sorts of different bio-organic stuff, which I can then just convert down into biofuel using the mod My Factory Reloaded, which has I forget what it's called. It's I can't remember. It's some kind of reactor or biofuel generator thing. I can't remember what it's exactly called. I have to look it up. But that would be my best way. I think it's you have 2 of them, and that produces more than enough biofuel to run several engines. I think on a previous game, I think I had, I don't know, about 30 engines running off of biofuel, running off a single farm with two generator things. But that was all good, and that's probably something I'll aim for on this one. But I think that is about all I've got time for. So I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, drop us a like, comments, subscribe if you want to see more. I'll definitely be trying to do more. I do apologise that this episode is actually a little bit late. It's normally weekly. It would have been yesterday, but yeah, it's been Christmas, hasn't it? So it's been a bit busy, and it didn't help that I was ill for most of it. But there we go. I've got things done, and we're going to get an episode up even if it is late. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you around. Bye.